So this is the octopus that you'll make with the octopus kit. He is all finished, all done up, and I'm going to do a quick little overview of how I use the included thread to make some facial features. I think we're going to give this one maybe a smiley face, some eyebrows, and some eyelashes to kind of hit on everything. I actually probably won't need the white at all. The white is more useful if you're embroidering eyes. We already have the eyes, so we're just going to go ahead and use some black. And this is the quantity of black that is included in your kit. It's just much nicer and coiled in the kit. So what we'll do is we will, let's see, let's start with the mouth and then work our way to the eyes. Let's see, step one is to go in. You can go in anywhere because what you're going to do is start and finish in the exact same hole and then tie off and tuck in, which will make sense as we go. So I'm going to put the mouth, I'm going to come out about here. And since I'm going to work on the mouth and the eyes with the same piece of thread, I'm going to pull it all the way through. It's going to make it a little bit awkward for a while I work through it, but I won't have to cut the thread. And so I did about 1 stitch over from the eye, so I'm going to go 1 stitch over from the eye over here. I'm going to do 2, go in 1, and do it. Basically, I'm making a line right across here. That's my goal, is a line right here with the yarn, and I'm going to do another line exactly like that, but this time, rather than coming out over here, I'm going to come out right in the middle of this. So this part is kind of challenging because if you look at it, the line itself is centered between the eyes, but there is no hole that is centered between the middle of the line. So what we'll do is we'll have to kind of make our own hole by going in the middle of a stitch. So I want it to come out in the middle of this stitch, and I'll show you as we go through this why this is important. So kind of make a hole there that is between the stitches, and then we're going to go thread up through the line you made. This is hard with extra yarn. And then we're going to pull back down this way, and this is how we make a little smiley face. Now he's happy. And so I'll go back in. So if you want to do just the smiley face, you'll go back into that exact same hole to secure the thread here, and then you'll come out up here, tie it off, and then tuck in the extra yarn. I think I'm just going to go and do the whole shebang so you can see all the examples of all the options of what's available. So we're going to go back in that hole and come out over here at the bottom of the eye and work on some eyelashes. So you do need to make sure you don't pull too tight with this yarn or this thread because you're trying to get it to like tack it into place, not to pull it through. If you pull this too tight, it's going to pull the whole line in and you're going to end up with a black line and a black line, but no connection here. So you want to keep it pretty loose. Just snug enough that it keeps everything in place. About like so. It's going to be his face. And then we're going to work on the eyelashes. So I go in right at the bottom of the eye, right about here. And I'm going to keep working out of this. Is going to be my primary bottom spot. And then I'll adjust my ends of my eyelashes to kind of go out on a spectrum here. I'm going to go all the way up. We're going to give this going to be a little lady with a lot of eyelashes. One will go up like so. And the next one I'm going to put maybe right here. Go back into the same hole that you came out of. So this bottom hole is going to end up with, we're going to do 3 eyelashes. So it's going to end up with 3 things in this bottom hole, and then each eyelash will have its own out. And then my third one's going to go right here. And since I'm also doing eyebrows to show everything, sometimes the yarn gets twisted, it doesn't look quite right. Okay, so I'm going to do in here, but then I'm going to do eyebrows, so I'm going to go up to where I want my eyebrows to be. So I think I want my eyebrow to go about like so. I'm going to go up here and start my eyebrow here. There. And then, let's see, an eyebrow would work well about like this, maybe? Looks like a happy eyebrow. We're going to give him a big one. So we're going to do... Be careful. Eyebrows are kind of hard because they can like really make or break the face. I might actually not give this guy eyebrows. This little lady is going to have lashes, but no eyebrows. But I can show you how I do them. So I would go in and then maybe do another one like this. The problem with doing eyebrows and eyelashes is that if I do a straight brow like this, which is basically what we're doing is the same thing that we did on the mouth, except for we're not going to make it into a V. It's just too much because it's not, there's expression here and there's like a different expression with the eyebrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the eyebrow and I'm going to do just the lashes and the smile. But this is how I can show you to pull out the eyebrow. So you're going to take your needle off. If you want to undo anything and redo it, you just take it off and then figure out which one of these is the most recent. And then just pull it out like that. Finding just the right setup with your facial features is more challenging than I'd care to admit to. And there is a lot of doing and undoing. And the biggest thing is, if you do cheeks, if you do eyelashes, if you do eyebrows, they are sisters, not twins. You want them to look similar, but they're never going to look exactly the same. So give yourself lots of grace. Okay, so what we're going to try to do over there is replicate the eyelashes that we have here. We're going to try to replicate them over there. It's going to bother me. It doesn't want to stay in its place. So we're going to go up the same spot. Let's see, the first one goes up to here. So this is where we're looking back and forth and verifying that we're going into the ones that we did on the other eye because, again, we want them to look similar. Look like they belong on the same base. There we go. I think the next one went out to here. Your stitches might not line up the same on both sides, so you'll have to do a little bit of wiggling. That feels about right. And then I accidentally took my needle out. One moment. Get that rethreaded and then through here, and then I'm going to call this. I'm going to put the second or the third eyelash on this side, and then this is going to be finished. So when I go back in, I'm going to come up in the same place I started. And as you can see, we end up with a lot of extra thread, and that's perfect because if you wanted to add eyebrows, if you were embroidering the eyes from scratch, like it's all an option. And that's why I give you as much thread and yarn as I do, because I want to give you some freedom to make this yours. You did all the work to make the octopus. I want you to be able to make him look how you want him to. So then we're gonna, that's not how you use the scissors. It's working for me right now though. We're gonna take this, so we tied it, and now we're gonna tuck it. And you basically just, again, make sure you go back in through the same hole. Just find some place back here to get it to come out. And when I do this, so I tied it 3 times right here, and then I'm going to put these two different sides of thread. They're each going to go a different direction. I don't know why. It makes me happy. And then use the scissors properly to cut those. And then stabby, 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 stabby to get that little end back in there. Stabby, stabby, stabby. I don't even know where that one was. Yeah, that's where it came out. Stab him back in there. Okay, so you've got some extra thread you don't need. And you've got a little lady with a facial expression on your finished product from the Octopus DIY Crochet Kit. You did it. And once again, congratulations.